Pleasant good afternoon. It's Saturday afternoon. We outside. We up on the front line. We up on the front line, busting a line. So I want to big up all my beautiful, beautiful family that I call subscribers. Yeah. Those abroad and those the yard. Big up yourself. We up on the outside. Yeah. Remember we seeing this time, but we know the time. Put God first in front of everything. Yeah. The outside. Just busting a line, you know? What do the keys? Oh yeah. We up on the outside. Traffic busy tonight. I want to say a special good night to Auntie Namo, Auntie Jai, Buddy Yusuf. Big up Ayamar from Kenya. Big up Colors and family, Colors and team. Yeah. A special good night to Mr. Yardi. Every part of the world, you big up yourself, Father. Mr. Yardi, Ayamaro, as the two persons. My biggest influencer. Ayamaro and Mr. Yardi. So big up Mr. Yardi. Yeah. Big up all the YouTubers around the world. Big up all the YouTubers in Guyana. Big up education staff. Big up public servants. Big up Barbados. Big up Antigua. Big up St. Lucia. Yeah. Big up wrong by what's call it? On American Street wrong by Pleasant Car Park. Big up the guys them that are sitting right by the car park. Big up yourself. Big up Coconut Man. Yeah, Coconut Man, big up yourself. Yeah. Subscribe to the thing, don't hear the thing. You gotta enjoy the interview we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So big up all who I get big up man. We up on the outside giving God all the praise. Cause we got life. And with life comes anything. If you don't got life, you can't achieve nothing. So that's why you gotta take care of what God give you. One of the most precious things God can give you is life. So you gotta take care of it. So big up. Yeah, take a view. Yeah, line with me. Take a line with me. Yeah, this is Cemetery Road there. See there? Buru, buru. So them plants look lovely. And they're going tick, 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 tick. Yeah. Doo-doo. To watch over there. Look at all them grass over there. High, 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 high. Let me show you how going on. I now come and clean this trench here. So by this trench here, see the grass high, high, high. In the gut itself, you see? Anytime the rain starts fall, there be them problem on this one side. Look how high is the grass. That's how high is the grass, my friends. Be outside doing what you gotta do. Just chilling, liming, sitting down. Yeah. Everybody not gonna like what you're doing, but you gotta do to make yourself comfortable, you know what I'm saying? That's just part of life. You're never too big to say I'm sorry. It's early yet, but we still sitting on alignment, chilling. Oh, I can't too fast, but good. Those abroad who can't come a yard, big up yourself. Yeah. So got a set them out with up on this road right here. Wow, so the nice motorbike keep it. One little nice. And he even be the car yet. Look like you rain, want to fall over here, but we get a lot of stars out. But them stars is fool you sometime. If we get pocket of clouds, dark clouds, dark clouds. So anytime as your wing, the whole place get overcast. C'est cool! God sit down and enjoy the view. This is northeast. Hey! I join the levy, they're right here. Sit down just chilling, you know? Do some shout out to some subscribers then, but y'all gonna come in here alone time. We don't fight life. If God said dies, it dies. If God said dies not, it dies not yet. Why fight life when you can live life? You don't bring nothing. So why fighting over things we never bring? You come with your bare hands with no clothes. And you're fighting for wear clothes, you're fighting for this. No! Fight for your life. Don't fight for material things. We all got dead and left material things, if you know where I'm coming from. Yeah. Okay then. Okay then. I don't know live. Corresponding with my family. You know what, I gonna feed my dogs them. I'm gonna feed my dogs them, boy. So I'm gonna feed my dogs them and then come back, you know? I'll cover up the bikes them. Try to look like rain or fall.
By 2030, OpenAI expects to get 75% of its computing power from here. But beyond the internal television, let's look at the bigger picture.
This fridge and this gas stove, all two got give away. Anybody who need a fridge, you're gonna get a stove. Yeah, buddy, because it's time you get something better. Yeah, you just yourself. Something wrong here, why we just wait till you know, right? So you can get yourself. These one dog is just shit and shit and shit. Done with y'all.
Also ruled the Philippines for over 3 decades, imposing martial law and suppressing dissent. But an uprising, an international pressure made them flee the country. They do not the current president's reforms for peace.
Oh, back on the base. Gotta feed the dogs, boy. The dogs gotta eat. I'm with man is riding like if they got like they got gas for the one life. The word is riding. No gas for the life. What is baby there? My riding and talking to yourself, boy. Just fixing the hair, you know? Fixing the natty. So yeah, we're going up on the other side. You now put back this thing here. Again by the Chinese. Hotel, no. I forgot. Good. I forget this phone, I got internet on it. And I gotta go to the shop. I forgot that this phone doesn't have internet. I forgot that this phone doesn't have internet. And I shooting guy on the road. Make something to eat, boy. Yeah, buddy. Just free chase, so don't play for free, you know what you're going on here. But I can donate it to somebody who need it. Yeah, I get something to eat. I got saltfish. Bigger saltfish. So we're gonna put this in the microwave and we're gonna hot this up. And we're gonna eat saltfish and bread. We go to eat saltfish and bread tonight. Yeah. I'm gonna put on this heater. See the red. Then set up a cup. My God is real, and my Jesus is love. I got to reveal that my God is real, real in my soul. My God is real, real in my soul. I got to reveal that my God is real, real in my soul. My God is real. It's hot enough. I never wash up no ways right now. I'm not coming back down to make tea. So, big up all who gotta get big up. Be up on the outside, be up on the inside. I'll fight up soon. I have to thank Mr. ARD. Mr. ARD is the man who got me blogging till now, boy. See? Thank God for ARD. Don't mind it all. Thank God door. I got another camera here, but what's up? I've said this camera for me since last year, Mr. James. And this camera come, and this camera here work 3 times. And since it worked 3 times, it shut down. Never come back on. But giving up is not an option. We're gonna roll it what we got until we get what we want. So we're not fighting it. When you fight life is dead and left life. Because there's nobody could fight life. None of we could fight life. You say you're fighting life, you're making yourself a fool.
Each day is a unique blend of people to see and things to do. That's why I choose Glucerna to help manage blood sugar response.
When God says time is time, and there's nothing you can do to stop that. So big up all who gotta get big up. We come back and we then inside because we realize that the camera, the phone don't have internet. We come back in. We go sit down and watch the TV. Watch little TV. CNN. CNN to the end.
With the Chase mobile app, things move a little more smoothly.
So upstairs, look. The breeze going cool.
Deposit checks easily.
I just have a set of stars outside like all gone.
That's convenience from Chase. Make more of what's yours.
The truth about alcohol.
So
The Office of the U.S. Surgeon General has linked it to
you're gonna find something to eat.
liver, throat, colon, mouth. The Surgeon General wants a warning label.
Yeah, join your level, do
What
some
will
shout outs.
change what you do?
Don't like a beg your subscribers, you support the
61%
thing.
of New Yorkers say they'll
Support the thing, don't hate the
according
thing.
to the latest Mount Sinai South Nassau
Why you behaving like that?
sponsored by
Ah!
Federal Credit Union. Will you learn more at
Trini!
southnassau.org/medicine?
Good night.
Getting cancer is
Big up
terrifying.
Trini.
I was overwhelmed,
Kevin.
desperate for
Trini
information I could
Mistress.
trust.
Big up Mama B,
Fortunately, my
Junku.
oncologist told me about the outcomes for me.
Antigo.
It's like having your own team of cancer experts
Oh,
24/7. I get personalized treatment options, tools to manage my care and symptoms, and a community
Yo.
of people going through the exact same thing as me.
I put on this thing for me
Oncologist
here last
approved
and this
and
thing
always
was in
free for
here,
patients.
boy. This thing
Go to
give me a headache,
outcomesforme.com to download your free app now.
boy. Yeah, buddy.
It's perspective. It's the weekend with 3 new dynamic hosts at 7 a.m. Then at 6 p.m. it's the weekend prime time, powered by an expert roundtable to discuss the week's biggest headlines. Premiering Saturday, May 3rd on MSNBC.
The world's most precious resource? Wi-Fi. And the Wi-Fi is booming. Booming! Wi-Fi is booming. Xfinity.
Good evening. Tonight on AIM, new court documents contradict the Trump administration
What's in my
claims
head?
that detained Colombian student Mahmoud Khalil. Plus,
Give
as
him a
Elon
headache.
Musk makes his way out of Doge, backlash from Republican constituents is just too much to ignore. And we remember the Pope's compassion and courage to take on topics that other world leaders simply ignored. I'm Ayman Mohideen. Let's do it. The White House Correspondents Association is about to host its annual dinner, a celebration of the First Amendment. The war on the First Amendment in this country wages on. One of the recent battles in this war was the arrest of Mahmoud Khalil. Khalil, of course, is the Columbia University student and protest leader, a legal resident and green card holder of Palestinian descent who was essentially kidnapped on March 8th by government agents right in front of his 8-month pregnant wife. Now, this week, new court documents reveal that Khalil was detained without an arrest warrant. Khalil now sits in a prison in Louisiana while his American-born wife gave birth to their first child on Monday. In court documents, DHS lawyers claimed that they had exigent circumstances to conduct the warrantless arrest, and that Khalil said he would not cooperate and intended to leave the scene. Of course, we've all seen the footage that was shot by Khalil's wife showing that he was in fact cooperating and told officers, yes, I am coming with you. A group of congressional Democrats traveled to Louisiana this week to meet with Khalil, as well as with Rumaisa Oster, the Tufts University PhD student, who was also abducted in Massachusetts. And without explanation and without criminal charges, simply for an op-ed that she wrote about Israel. Here's what they had to say outside the ICE detention facility.
Both of these individuals are political prisoners. They don't belong here. This is not about enforcing the law. This is moving us toward an authoritarian state.
Mahmoud Khalil has lived in Syria under Assad. He knows what an authoritarian regime looks like. And he says, this is it. This is it.
Another detained student who got a visit from a member of Congress this week is Mohsen Mahdawi. Like Khalil, Mahdawi is a Columbia student of Palestinian descent and a peace activist known for building bridges with Jewish students and students of all backgrounds. On April 14th, at his naturalization hearing to become a U.S. citizen, he was abducted by government agents without any charges. Vermont Senator Peter Welch visited him at an ICE prison in Vermont and asked him to respond to Secretary of State Marco Rubio's charge that he is somehow a threat to national security and that his activism is anti-Semitic. Here's what he said.
Basically, he is describing being anti-war as anti-Semitic. How could that be possible when my partners, most of my partners at Columbia's campus and beyond, are Jews and Israelis? My work has been centered on peacemaking. And all what I'm doing, I am being a human. My empathy, as I mentioned before,
empty bottle, don't stand up, big guy.
And my empathy extends to the Jews and to the Israelis.
The abduction of the students and the attempt to deport them is a threat to freedom of speech and an attack on all Americans' right to dissent. And it is being done on the false premise that their speech is both a threat to American foreign policy, which we've said many times on the show is a laughable claim, and that their protests are anti-Semitic and a threat to the safety of Jewish students. But that's a dangerous and, quite honestly, a dishonest smear. We have heard the words of Mahdawi and Khalil. Their allies and partners in their protest movements are, in fact, Jewish students, many of them advocating for peace. But imagine, just imagine for a moment, if one of these students had said, I have killed a lot of Israelis in my life, and there's no problem with that. I mean, that would certainly sound threatening and be a reason for alarm, right? Well, guess what? Former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett once said, I have killed lots of Arabs in my life, and there is no problem with that. Well, this year, Bennett has already been welcomed to Columbia University, Harvard University, and Princeton University. And at Harvard, he even went further. He even joked about giving protesters a pager, a violent reference to Israel's deadly pager attack in Lebanon last year. Or imagine for a moment that any of these students, these student protesters, had openly advocated for bombing Israeli food supplies in an attempt to collectively punish and starve the Israeli people. That would be problematic, wouldn't it? Well, guess what? Itamar Ben-Gvir, Israel's racist national security minister, proudly posted on X this week that food and aid depots in Gaza should be bombed. Again, this man has been convicted in Israel of inciting racism and supporting terrorism. In the U.S., he is welcomed with open arms. This week, not only did he meet with Republican leaders at Mar-a-Lago, but he also spoke at Yale University before coming here to New York City. What happened to all the advocates for campus safety? Where are the congressional hearings? Where are the demands for university presidents to step down for creating a dangerous environment for students? None of that is happening. Because the truth is, this was never about safety on campus for any students. This is a campaign that is all about stifling and now criminalizing criticism of Israel or support for Palestinian rights. And that campaign has become one of
my God is my life.
Free speech in our life. Starting us off this
my
Saturday
God
evening,
is my dream.
Friedman, Congresswoman, thank you so much.
And nobody can intervene.
Of these students, some of the colleagues, some of your colleagues in Congress.
My God is my light.
ICE detentions. When the Ramesa Oscar video emerged, you posted, "This scene and is like it are deeply disturbing, especially as a Jew." Talk about that moment that we're in, where Donald Trump is anti-Semitism under the guise of protecting Jews, but use that as his cover to advance his authoritarian agenda.
Yeah, I consider what Trump is doing to be weaponizing anti-Semitism, not fighting it. Certainly, we have seen problems with anti-Semitism on college campuses, and we've seen problems with Islamophobia on college campuses. I've worked extensively when I was in the California legislature with our university system and through legislation to find ways for universities to deal with hatred on their campuses, including anti-Semitism. And they were very receptive to that. But what's happening now is not helpful. I don't think it's making Jewish students safer. I think it has a real chilling effect on our students. These students seem to be targeted in a really willy-nilly fashion. This is a chaotic response, and it's one that is frightening because, as you pointed out, it tramples our civil rights in this country, and it chills speech that shouldn't be, that might be difficult for people to hear or offensive, but somebody writing an op-ed in a newspaper that's not calling for violence, that's simply stating an opinion, should not be grounds to be picked up on the street and deported without due process. And let's be really clear that everyone deserves due process. And what we're seeing is that some of the accusations that have been made against these students are just flat out false. And so we need to know if they are really a danger to California, if they're a danger to the United States. Let's see the evidence through a trial. But that's not what this administration is offering. And it's even turned out that they've deported in some cases the wrong people with some of the deportations they've done of
Oh
immigrants.
yes.
And in this case, they thought they were picking someone up who they
Let
thought
us
only
give
had
God
student
thanks
visa, who turned out to be a legal permanent resident of the
for
United States.
providing that
They are
little
chaotic,
snack.
they are bumbling, and
Because without
they are
God, you have to
trampling on our
have
civil
energy
rights.
to get up and go and do what you
If I
gotta
can
do.
pick up on the point that you talked about, the
So my father,
weaponization of
what in heaven,
anti-Semitism, and ask you about,
hallowed be thy name,
does
thy
this
kingdom
not
come.
make Jews actually
Thank you
in danger in this country?
for what you have done for me so far.
The way that Trump, the administration
Never too late to see God.
Is doing all of this.
Trust me.
Actually cause a backlash against Jews.
Can we see the sign and even know the time?
Pretext for this crackdown.
Big up all who gotta get big up.
Isn't he opening the
Yo,
door
with this
for people
YouTube
to
thing, right?
blame the Jews if they don't like these arrests?
How much time I go for quit?
Deportations.
Guys, it's
The very
easy.
same way that he
Walk in and we are doing YouTube and then coming home and doing certain thing,
basically blame the Jews, or if Jews don't vote for him.
The subscribers that motivate me. I reach out to the Bess. Continue doing what you're doing, buddy. So,
people who are white
with that
nationalists,
motivation,
who are from the far right, who are certainly
giving up
no
is not
friends
an
with the Jewish
option.
people into the White House. We've seen them defend the same kinds of people.
Excuse me, thank you, Father.
I worry about the deportations,
Thank you, Father,
certainly,
again.
and the backlash, as you
But
said, and I certainly
you got a little tip thing also for give the camera. And as you get the rest of the money, we can get the camera.
Less
So,
money for scholarships,
we are
less
fighting
money
it. We
to
using what we
spend on
got
things like anti-Semitism efforts
until
in the
they
name
shut up. We using what we got until we get what we want, you know? Shit. I'm using the wrong remote. The TV there on YouTube, the TV there on cable. Let me see us TBS got. No, BET. Let me see what TBS got. TBS. No. I don't want to see that. I really know. You don't come off from the from cable. I'm going to go on YouTube. YouTube is it. YouTube is it, my friend. Pick up the subscriber that was here
in your community, to look in your village
and bring that little token to me. I want to thank you. You know yourself, I ain't got a call name. Yeah.
So in a case I would have been aiding and
Let me
abetting
get
the Guyana police force.
the right camera.
And
Then we can start walk. We're gonna do the interview.
God forbid,
Stop, you know.
a community
Talk to
which
people.
was looking out
Yeah, I
for
know we're
this
going down. So for
70
now,
and number
we can say this is it here for
right
now.
and they found that
Because we're going to relax. Sky place hot.
Would you imagine what would have happened?
And I want to take off my shot. So big up all the guys, big up. Thanks here for joining the live. The little bit that we had. It's not much, but we still give God thanks. And God is the greatest. Boom.
Like, it is that entire